So I just came back from the ResilientQ mission after spending about 5 days up in Torres Strait Islands, and it has been nothing but eye-opening. Before we dive any deeper, I thought it is appropriate to talk about what is Torres Strait Islands.
Extend our respect to any First Nations, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander.
Torres Strait Islanders.
Torres Strait Islander.
Torres Strait Islander people.
Torres Strait Islands are situated at north of Australia and is part of Queensland from the state government perspective. Based on the 2021 census, there are 4,124 people living on the 17 of the 274 islands across the straits. So this opportunity came about with my employer, RedEye. And as soon as I learned about the opportunity and the trip at the announcement, my heart started racing out of excitement. That was when I knew I had to put myself forward. I really wanted to go, but at the same time, really did not want to because I know it's completely out of my comfort zone. I'll spare you the details, but I was very fortunate to be selected to go. Leading up to the trip, there were a few things I didn't have that I needed on the equipment list, like this duffel bag and these dry bags. I wanted to make some really conscious decision to make sure that I spend as little as possible to get myself ready because number one, I'm a tight ass. And number two, shopping for brand new items. It just feels like I'm going against the mission given that we are visiting a remote island that is suffering tremendously on waste and ocean debris. So Facebook Marketplace, I went. Fast forward to the first week of September. So after 2 legs of plane and 1 ferry ride, we arrived on Thursday Island. Why Thursday Island, you may ask? Due to logistics and charter flight availability, we couldn't make it all the way to Masig Island in one go. So we stayed on Thursday Island, which has a population for about 2,000 people. The night ended with pizza and newly made friends. So it's 6:20 in the morning, just walking along the beach, the wharf, and then we got our jetty over there. The plan today is we're taking a ferry for 40 minutes, go back to Horn Island, and then we're going to fly out to Masig Island, which has got a population of about 300. We'll spend about 3 days in that area, and yeah, there'll be more to come. So gonna go get some coffee first, and we'll keep you guys posted. So first time being on a charter plane, it was quite an experience that everything included body weight needed to be accounted for. So we are at the airport, and I'm gonna sound like a city bum, but it's going to be the smallest plane I've ever been on to, I've ever seen. So I'll show you. So I can say it's almost like a private jet experience if I had the whole thing to myself. The total duration of the flight was about 45 minutes. Along the route was the most stunning view of the ocean and sand islands. So we just got off the smallest plane that I've ever been on, and the third plane just got here. This is the size of the airport. Oh, sharks. We were welcomed by the deputy chair of the local community, Uncle Ned.
Yes, my name is Ned Mosby, deputy chair, Masig PPC. traditional honorable place. People are aware of taking photos and stuff like that. In past, there's hiccups about people taking photos that things that we didn't want.
So we're just on the way to checking in. So after landing on the island, we're going to the office and make sure everyone's registered. Some island dogs came say hello while we waited around. We then officially kicked off the mission at the community centre next door. So the purpose of the mission is to connect with the Masig community to experience and understand firsthand what their challenges are from the perspective of economy and climate change. And from there, how the Queensland Chief Entrepreneur Office can inform the state government and come up with an action plan with the community for the community. So first up was the state school on the island. Through the conversations, we learned that the kids aspire to be pilots, to join the army, or play video games all day. But just like any other kids, it's obvious that their understanding of the world and future doesn't sail too far beyond the island reef.
So what things are you finding that climate change is affecting Masig?
Rising sea levels, making
Erosion, yeah.
eating our island.
Eating your island, yeah.
One thing they do know for sure though is how climate change is impacting their home and their land. After the school visit, we sat down with the elders of the community and wanted to get their perspectives as well. Something that got highlighted repeatedly is a lack of jobs, which leads to a vacuum of young, productive people on the island. With a population of roughly 300 and fluctuating downwards, the worries in the elders' voices were louder than words.
One of the disparities is distance, the tyranny of distance. Therefore, we don't have capital, we don't have the people. We're not short of having solutions to solve the problem.
How can they save their home against climate change and brain drain? It's a problem faced by the 4,000 islanders, and there's not a lot of incentives for people from the outside to contribute and help. I walked out of the meeting with pages full of notes and observations, but not a lot of answers to their problems. Needing some time to clear my mind, I wandered down the main street of Masig and recognized some of the kids at the playground from our school visit. The ones who say they wanted to become rugby players were definitely in the mix there. One of the kids came up to me and asked me if I would like them to show me around. During the 45 minutes walk, I had the most unforgettable conversation throughout the entire trip. I'm free until 5:45, so I'll go wherever you guys take me.
Oh, so you want me to take you there because my son is right there.
Sure, let's go there.
Wait, what am I wrong? If you see a coconut leaf fall,
Yeah,
you'll know a turtle is laying eggs.
that's the season.
Yes. So big.
Is that the most dangerous one?
Yeah. It's like almost 10 meters. Sometimes on August, September, April, March,
Yep.
and January. Do you know what age I am?
What's HIM?
My age. Do you know?
No.
His age is 11.
It's what?
11. No. 12.
Oh, I caught it on camera. I caught it on camera.
Feather.
Ah, nice. I learned that ring octopuses are dangerous. I learned about the biggest fish Little John has ever caught. I learned about how much they love Mrs. Emma, and they show me where their ancestors are on the island, and so many things. These kids are so generous with their knowledge and welcome me in the most beautiful way. I felt an instant and genuine connection with each and one of them that I've not felt for a long time. Reflecting back, I had more conversation with the kids than some of my immediate family in the past 3 years. When have I become just too busy to care? At the end of the beach walk, we ran into Dennis coming back with the mackerel he caught for our dinner. Dennis is from the region and an absolute legend who looked after the crew on all fronts throughout the week. He has an amazing YouTube channel called Salty Monkeys, giving people insights into the lifestyles up in the islands. Please go check it out. I have the link down in the description. As the sun slowly descends into the sea level, we were treated with a local feast on the beach. We were welcomed with the fresh catches from the ocean. These luxurious crayfish, prawns and seafood in our eyes are simply what locals have to rely on to get by. Isn't it ironic?
Today, thank you for many blessings. We thank you for each and every one of us here tonight, Lord, this evening. We ask to be blessed for the spread before us, O Lord, and to find next all of the three prophets, that the fruitful body to do your will. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, darling.
So we're almost at the 8:30 mark. What we decided to do is obviously try and take the tents off you, just to make your packs a little bit lighter.
Koedall Island is an inhabited sand island 3 kilometers from Masig Island, connected by a sand bay. The mission of the day is to walk over and set up camp for the night, and roll our sleeves up to get some beach clean done.
And we are off to Koedall Island. We're kind of halfway in between Masig, which is behind us, and then this is the island that we're heading to, which is polluted with all of the ocean debris. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a beach cleanup. I don't think we'll be able to clear the whole thing, but the crew is still going strong. We're going to be camping tonight. We've come very, very prepared, so I'm looking forward to what's happening tonight.
The clear ocean water, the sandy beach, and wildlife along the way is beyond words can describe.
I think we are officially on the island. We can see water on one side, and then we just got mangrove and really dense wood on the other. I think starting to see some ocean debris just being built up on that side of the island.
The walk took about an hour and a bit. A quick dip in the ocean washed away the last traces of soreness in our bodies. A quick safety briefing before the beach clean. The goal today is to collect 10 Hisham bags worth of ocean debris. We'll then sort the rubbish out and collect the data, aiming to map out where they come from and how far they have travelled across the ocean. Where we set up camp is a nice side of the island, but cutting through the other side reveals the ugly truth. The east side of the island fronts stronger current and as a result gets all of the wash-ups. It took us less than 30 minutes to fill all 10 bags to the rim and cleared about 80 meters of the 3 kilometers shoreline. That is 2.6% of the east shore. We decided to walk around the island to see the full extent of the pollution. The beach is washed up with ghost nets, ropes, water bottles, thongs, and hundreds of thousands of styrofoam. Why not just pack them up on a big boat and we'll add them to the landfill on the mainland? That's problem solved, right? The reality is these wastes are considered biohazards, and if they were to be shipped back to Australia mainland, they need to be frozen for 48 hours to be able to proceed. So what can they do now? That is the million-dollar question. The debris keep getting washed up on the beach, and they have nowhere to go. Despite being weighed down by what we saw and learned, we couldn't end the night on a low point like that. We were again indulged with freshly caught ocean trout and prawns by bonfire. Sleeping in the dodgy tent that I set up, I was awake at 5:30. I took the opportunity to empty my mind and cleanse it with the sound of ocean. After some fresh coconut for breakfast, we got to the sorting part of the ocean debris. The most common item on the beach was none other than plastic bottles, followed by thongs. Both are in the hundreds out of our clean. And these are just less than 2% of what's on the island. We then debriefed and headed back to Masig. With lots of takeaways and learnings, I tidy up the room with very complex feelings in my stomach. I feel like I was welcomed with wide open arms by everyone I met in the community, and I have such genuine connections. But other part of me is also ready to go home to my wife and tell her about the week and my experience. The group met up for final thought collection with the intention to not come up with a list of solutions, but formulate a plan or a draft of a plan that will materialize with the community's input. Masig is not after solutions created by people who have 4 days of understanding of what life is like up there. They don't need some one-night master plan. It's a process to work through the challenges with the lack of jobs, ocean debris, climate change, and so on. There are a lot of moving parts and a lot of people and family involved. It's their home, their culture, and their land being chipped away by forces out of their hands. I relate on a very personal level where my home, Taiwan, is threatened by one of the biggest forces in the world, China. The fear of losing what we call home is disconcerting, and the clock is ticking. So I came home with more questions than answers to the challenges people of Masig are having. But I wanted to use my little YouTube channel to tell their stories. Torres Strait Island is no longer just words to me now. I now have friends, brothers and sisters up there fronting the impact of climate change based on decisions made by the mainland and countries and governments around the world that they have little influence on. I know this video is not in my normal format and has little to do with food, but I'm deeply touched by the people I met and the stories I heard. I want to do what I can to share that and bring awareness to the issues they face. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll hang around in the comment section for chats. Thank you for watching until the end, and I will see you around for more recipes.